Hi everyone, welcome back to yet another video in Madlookz VFX. In today's video, I'm going to explain about the journey of Pwnisher challenge, which I participated just a month back, and it was an interesting experience. I just want to share my workflow, basically what I did for this challenge. If you are interested, please stick to this video. And so here we go. As soon as I watched this video, I decided that I'm going to participate in this contest. So before everything, I started my Blender learning journey right after COVID. It was from 2020, and as you all know that I work as a digital paint artist. I mostly works on real live action footages, so I hardly gets time for learning 3D, but I'm really interested in learning 3D, and I have lots of stories in my head which create small 3D short films, which I will definitely do in future. Okay, so as soon as the announcement came about the challenge, I went into filmgrab.com, which I already made a YouTube short about that website, where we can find different frames of various movies from past decades, or very recent movies as well. I found this image a little bit interesting, and I downloaded this image from that website as a concept for my render. The real motivation of doing this is my friend, my colleague Kosuke. He has a YouTube channel where he makes Blender videos, where he rebuilt a complete scene inside Blender using one reference image from a film. I found that very interesting and thought of following that kind of workflow. So this was the first image which I downloaded for this challenge. The interesting thing is that I modeled all the interior, all the table chairs, except the characters. I even lighted the scene, and to be honest, I was not convinced with the result, and I felt like that feeling. I felt like I'm not good at all in this kind of things, and I felt really demotivated, and I just deleted the entire Blender folder where all the blend files was there. Basically, I deleted the entire project with that feel of demotivation. At this point of time, I decided I'm not going to participate in this contest, as I think this kind of incident happens in every artist's life. But suddenly I saw a picture in the internet which triggers my mind, and I just figured out what I'm going to do. But at that point of time, I was having overtime in my work, and I was not able to sit throughout for this challenge. But after work, I found little time for this kind of explorations, and sat on this. Finally, I was able to make a concept, or I would say make a render out of the concept which I was having into something which I was able to submit for the challenge. It was interesting. Okay, so when I was googling, I saw this kind of an image where an actor is shooting just in front of a green screen, and I thought, let's put a CG character there, or an actor. Finally, I decided to put a mocap character there and rebuild a scene where some kind of shooting is happening. So yeah, that's how I arrived at a concept. Right after deciding the concept, I just came into mixamo.com, where we can find character animations, and this can be easily downloaded and bring back to Blender. Pretty handy website. So I just came here and searched for a character, passive marker man. So this was the character which I just chose for my project, as we don't need any animation because we already have animated rigs which was provided for the challenge. So I just downloaded this character as FBX and just brought that into Blender. I have imported all the animated rigs which was provided in the project file, and finally I just decided one beautiful animated rig from this, which I really felt is very apt for the project or for the scene which I was building. Here you can see that I have just imported the character which I just downloaded from Mixamo, and what I did is that I have imported the rig which was provided in the project, and used Rococo add-on for retargeting that animated rig into this character. Using Rococo is pretty simple. You just need to have a login and just learn the basics of retargeting. I felt it's very simple for a first time learner, as I was a person just learned this technique right before the day when I started this project. So it's kind of very easy. Cool. So this is the scene. This is the entire scene which I built for this challenge, and as you can see, there are many characters which I downloaded from Mixamo again, and that's for just filling crowds in this scene. And we have the main character. Most of the mesh here and all the materials are downloaded from various websites perfectly free. So that's a beauty of using Blender, because Blender community is really awesome. Yeah, this is all about the scene, and with lighting I have used a couple of point lights. Sorry, my scene collection is really messed here. So we have various point lights, and some spotlights as well. Yeah, basically this is all about my scene, and I'm just viewing this inside my viewport shading. If I turn on my render view, you can see the final result, but it's going to take a little bit time. Let's go into the camera angle, and you can see the result here. It's beautiful, right? Blender is free and you are able to produce this kind of amazing results. I'm sure like I can improve this a lot. When he was streaming, I was feeling like, oh god, my render is just like crappy. But to be honest, I learned a lot within this project, so I'm really happy for whatever result I'm able to produce. So the hard part for this project, which I felt, is obviously rendering. I was not sure how to render this because I have a machine. I'm not sure if I can make use of my machine for rendering because it's not that capable. So I decided to explore render farms. I was looking for free credits for rendering. I posted lots of questions about render farms in my WhatsApp groups and in my community tab as well. I got a lot of response from some of you and also from my friends as well. Finally, I have decided to render this in Shapeit, but the sad part is that I was not having any credits available in my account. Luckily, I got a message from Guillaume and he told me that he can render my project for free. Awesome, right? So this is the power of Blender community and I'm really thankful to him. He rendered my Blender file in Shapeit for free. But the thing is that when I was rendering, he was not able to render this as EXR with all the render passes. So I just rendered my Blender file as PNG, which obviously I was not able to take that into Nuke for compositing. So I have decided not to do any compositing. Later I used DaVinci Resolve, the free version, for some grading, and also I have added some markers into this green screen using Silhouette. So yes, that's all about my journey through Pwnisher challenge. It was interesting for me because I learned lots of new stuff, and especially as I told, like I'm really new to Blender and I'm trying to learn that very vigorously. I'm glad that I was able to submit this result. I'm sure that's not like an amazing result, but for me it was a render which just opened my eyes. I started believing that I have some potential in myself which I can use for learning 3D and pursuing my passion with storytelling through Blender or any other 3D softwares. Yes, after this I have lots of ideas in my mind which I'm going to implement in the nearby future. If you learn Blender, definitely it's going to be super useful in your career later. Yep, that's all about this video. I hope you like this video. So if you like, please give a thumbs up to this video, and also if you have any feedbacks to share, please comment it down. So till next video, it's Manu signing off. Thank you for watching.